The QJO initiative exists to inspire action by highlighting the stories of the tired, the bruised, and the bloody in pursuit of their life's purpose. We will participate in recreation with intention to reveal the highs and lows that accompany each person on the journey to success. We are SGOC Media, and this is the Quit Jerking Off Initiative. So, Mr. David Payerchin, awesome to have you out to Arizona.
Yes,
Homeland,
sir.
right? Homeland?
Well, no, I'm actually from Ohio, but I moved out here after high school, but ended up back in Ohio. Had to lick some wounds from Arizona, so it's very nostalgic to be back here. It's truly a blessing and an honor to be out here. We don't want to leave, actually. We got a busy home life, and I think we've all been cooped up with the COVID stuff, and we have not done anything. So this is like our first time getting out, spreading our wings, and today was amazing. We're literally with, special forces, trained caliber individuals on the gun range, just blasting thousands of rounds, who knows. I shot my first 50 cal today.
Cool with that.
Yeah, no, I had no idea about like that, right? And I hit the target 1,000 yards on my very first shot, so I think I was the only one to do that.
Not even the cadre did that.
Not even the cadre did that, so beginner's luck. What were the rifles? I don't even know what they're called.
So you had, so it was Surgeon, Armalite, and Macmillan were the manufacturers of them. So you and Lindsay had some 308s. Lindsay was sitting on a Macmillan. Which one was the one that you and Dave shared? So it was on the same
Armalite.
It was an Armalite. Armalite AR-10. There was a Macmillan that was a bolt action AR style rifle, which was the 308, which is I shot with that, and that was awesome. Hitting 700 plus yards with that, and then we transitioned over to the Macmillan.
700 plus with the 308 is no easy task.
That's pretty dang awesome.
These instructors are top notch.
We definitely got out of our comfort zone, but that's exactly what we needed, and we had the time of our life. It was great. I'm from Ohio originally, but I was the kind of guy, never had the grades to go to college, had no money, my dad, worked at McDonald's to put us through school, put himself through nursing school, worked at the VA hospital. So I was the baby of 4, became an uncle when I was 9. So we had a house full of kids, man. And
Wow.
College was not in the cards for me. And I was just a people person, so I was voted class clown in my senior class, this and that. I just thought, I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I packed up, I got the opportunity, I packed up a tool belt and a drill, and I was gonna work and build sunrooms here in Arizona because there was so much construction going on. The year was 2001 when I got out here, and straight up, that's what I did. I was just building rooms, and then I got an opportunity for a sales job at night. And I became a telemarketer, so I worked for the old MCI WorldCom. So I was working construction during the day and then telemarketing at night. And soon, I had a knack for the telemarketing thing, and it, outweighed my construction income. So I got super into sales, and I went full time into the sales gig. And then I just wanted to be the best I could be. I wasn't even 21, not even old enough to drink yet, living here in Arizona. So I was just hanging out at the bookstores. All I would do is read books. So I read books on personal improvement, personal development, just self-improvement stuff. So I found a real estate book, and it was How to Make $1 Million. The name of the book was How to Retire Young and Retire Rich. And it was one of the Robert Kiyosaki books. And I was I'm committed. I'm going to get into real estate. In May of 2005, I had $14,000 saved, and I made the plunge to go full-time into real estate and had never done a deal or anything like that. a lot of people were getting loans that probably shouldn't have been getting those loans to buy houses, right?
They were giving money to everybody.
Yes.
Didn't matter. You didn't need the income. You didn't need credit. You didn't need the, well, credit was about the only thing you really needed. Everything else being handed to you. You can state the income, state the assets. Yeah.
I was one of those guys. So I was a kid from Cleveland with zero financial literacy, stumbled into real estate, living in a new place, massive ego. So I wanted to prove to everybody back in Ohio what I was made of. I was walking in with a smile and walking out with a $50,000 check, and I did everything wrong what you would do. So I was buying these houses I should have never owned, putting a second mortgage on the property before it was even built. You know, it was just crazy. And then I was taking that money and I bought an Audi, I bought a Mustang, I bought a house in Arcadia, and needless to say, it was just living off debt and not income. If we want to get into lessons that I've learned, and one of the massive ones, debt is not income. It's debt, and eventually you have to pay the piper, and eventually things don't just keep going up. And then by 2007, I was completely belly up bankrupt. So I walk into a bankruptcy office. I start sharing my story with the guy in the net. He's like, "Do you want a job?" Yeah, he's like, "Do you want to work here?" And I'm like, "What will I be doing?" So literally, I went into Phillips and Associates law firm to file my own bankruptcy. They offered me a job to be the front man, if you will.
The intake guy.
The intake guy, yeah. So I started working at the bankruptcy office that was filing my own bankruptcy. I did that during the day, and I worked at Applebee's down on 44th Street in Thomas at night.
Oh boy.
Like, I've never not had a job. Like, I just had to keep the money coming in. And then eventually, I mean, I just had to lick my wounds, and that's what kind of led me back to Ohio. But years had went by, and I found my way back to Ohio because I'm from there originally. My parents are getting up in age and whatnot. But ultimately, I wanted to be in real estate, but I didn't want to be in speculation real estate. I wanted to get into cash flow landlording real estate, and that's what Ohio has to offer. They have, you know, lower purchase entry points and good rental amounts. So I moved to Ohio for my family, but really to get back into the real estate, but this time approach it differently, not just hope things keep going up. I wanted to buy cash flow properties. I met my business partner, RJ Pepino. You met RJ.
Oh yeah, no, RJ well.
And we kind of had this plan. I'm going to move back to Ohio, and we're going to start buying these cash flow properties. When I first moved to Ohio to do this real estate, the only people willing to lend us money to like get into a deal, I mean, I had already been bankrupt, guys. So we were borrowing extremely expensive money, and we didn't have a lot of it. So we were buying the worst of the worst properties in the worst areas of Columbus and finding our way. We were getting ripped off by contractors. I mean, we made every mistake you possibly could make when it comes to buying as-is houses and whatnot. You know, it's just been a grind constantly. I'm not kidding, since 2013. But here we are today, and we have a portfolio of single-family homes, and but nothing has been easy, and still not, actually. So, like, the lessons I learned in Arizona of just getting crushed, of like buying fancy cars and buying, you know, fancy houses and places that you are trying to like, you know, portray that you're successful or whatever. Like, we've been the opposite. We are like absolute lunch pail Joe guys, you know? So the lessons I learned in Arizona helped us become cash flow guys, but we flipped our way to owning our own portfolio, and the properties we were flipping were not traditional retail properties, they were actually investment properties.
What is the biggest sacrifice that you feel you've made to get to where you are, and that somebody following in your footsteps may have to make?
The biggest sacrifice, I would say, was like just not having this stereotypical 20-year-old, 20 to 30 life. We got serious quick, you know? Things got serious quick in my life. Serious as far as like having a deposition with the IRS when I'm 24 years old. Serious, yeah, like I'm sitting in these rooms and like I tried to get too big too quick.
Yeah, because it sounds like adulthood came really, really quickly.
Yes.
When you look at how you grew up, the environment with all of it, like you said, the kids.
Totally, I was on my own since I was like 9.
Responsibility.
Absolutely.
Within the household,
without
right?
a doubt. I mean, my parents would even tell you that as well. Like, I've just been doing my thing since I was at a very young age. It wasn't really, you know, having anyone hold my hand and like just go figure it out.
So for right now, when you're out targeting growing your business, trying to take it to wherever that other level is, what's your focus?
But once COVID came, that was the kick in the ass that we needed to pull the plug on our office. You know, we didn't need it. We used to have an office and all this stuff. And it's like, let's go virtual. So we are 100% virtual right now. We run the entire thing virtually. And that's what RJ wanted as well. Like, he wants to travel. Like, we want to be able to run our business virtually. The old version of myself was like, I want to have this big fancy office with my name on the building so everyone knows it's mine. Now I don't want anyone to bother me. I just want to be left alone. I'm turning into a grumpy old man. Right now, the focus is life. The focus is actually this. I hope I never have to leave. I hope we can do a lot more things like this because I've lost my whole 20s. I never had a day in the sun in the 20s and the college life. I never had any of that. And this is all new to us, you know, because we've been grinding for so long. It's time to have a little fun.
Well, if there's any lesson we're taking away from this, and I hope that people are taking away from this, is, you know, at least pay attention to the asshole. Pay close attention to the asshole.
Don't be afraid of the grind.
Exactly.
I like that. You know, you mentioned that several times. Grind it out.
You can't
work
escape
2
it.
jobs if you have to.
Yeah.
Try and live on less than you make. You know,
Never,
life's
never
grind,
quit.
and it will pay off.
So quit jerking off and never quit. That's how we're going at it, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man.